guys, my name is Carla Lima and I'm 28 years old. I currently go to Seminole State College. Here's my ID. I don't know if you can see it. There you go. Yes. And I'm currently seeking my master in psychology and a minor in criminal justice. And for this fall semester, one of the classes that I'm currently taking is called Introduction to Criminology. And we are currently studying chapter 5 on our book. This chapter is called Psychological and Psychiatric Foundations of Criminal Behavior. For this chapter, one of our assignments is to create a video for YouTube, and this is the video that you guys are watching right now. Our professor gave us 5 topics that we could choose from, and those are topics that we are studying on chapter 5. And we had to choose one of those topics to create a video. The topic that I chose is personality disturbances, and I chose this topic because I hope to become a forensic psychologist once I get my PhD. And I believe that I will mostly be dealing with people with personality disorders, so I think this is a perfect fit. Now let's talk about what is personality disturbances. According to the psychiatric.org website, personality disorders are long-term pattern of behavior and inner experiences that are significantly different from what is expected. Now, this pattern begins by late teenager years, or early adulthood, and it can cause distress and problems. On the book DSM 5th edition by the American Psychiatric Association, we can find these personality disturbances separated into 3 groups. They are Group A, Group B, and Group C. On Group A, we have paranoid, schizoid, and schizotypal. I'm sorry if I mispronounce these. Personality disorders. And on Group B, we have the antisocial, borderline, histrionic, and narcissistic personality disorders. And finally, on Group C, we have the avoidant, dependent, and obsessive compulsive personality disorders. Now, let's talk about some specific disorders and what they are, okay? Let me begin by talking about borderline. Borderline personality disorder. One essential characteristic of this personality disorder, it's a diffuse pattern of instability in the interpersonal relationships, self-image, affections, and of accentuated impulsiveness that appears in the beginning of adult life, and it is present in several contexts. And here are some of the diagnostic criteria. Okay, so they are intensive fear of abandonment, unstable relationships, unclear or shifting self-image, impulsive and self-destructive behavior, self-harm, extreme emotional swings, and explosive anger. These are only some of the symptoms of borderline personality disorder. Now, let's talk about paranoid personality disorder. The main feature of paranoid personality disorder is a pattern of mistrust and suspicion of other people to the point that their motivations are seen as evil. So people see them as evil. Here are some of the diagnosed criteria of paranoid personality disorder. Doubts the commitment and loyalty of others, are reluctant to confide in others, are unforgiving and hold grudges, and does not take criticism well. These are only some of them. Now let's talk about schizophrenia. It is one of the most misunderstood disorders of them all. Schizophrenia means split mind, which it refers to a split from reality. Characteristics tend to appear between the end of the teen years up until the mid-30s. Schizophrenia is a chronic condition that usually surfaces for men in their early to mid-20s, and for women in their late 20s up until mid-30s. For some, it comes gradually, and for others, it arises more suddenly. Schizophrenia is characterized by disorganized thinking, so emotions and behavior that are often incongruent with their situations, disturbed perceptions, including delusions and hallucinations. So 1% of the world is diagnosed with schizophrenia. Now, if an individual has a parent or a sibling that has been diagnosed with schizophrenia, it increases to a 10% chance of developing schizophrenia. And if this sibling is a twin, or this individual has a twin brother or sister, those chances increases to 50%. About 5 to 6% individuals with schizophrenia dies from suicide. About 20% tries to commit suicide at least once in their lifetime. A suicidal behavior may occur in response to a command of a hallucination. Another risk factor can be depressive symptoms. It can be depressive symptoms or being unemployed. The risk is even higher after a psychotic episode. Well, here we spoke about a few of the personality disorders existing in the world today, but there are many others out there. This is a topic that I find it very interesting, and I'm sure others do too, even though sometimes a lot of people feel a little bit scared or don't feel comfortable talking about it. But I believe the more we talk about it, the more other people and ourselves will be more prepared to identify others who need help. And this will also help us understand those with any personality disorder. And this could also help us reduce discrimination against those with personality disorders. Thank you guys. If you have any other questions or anything that I can help you, please just write down here below, and I'll be glad to answer you guys or get in contact with you guys. Have a good day.